everyone, welcome to Health and Wellness. My name is Taylor Lumpkin, and today we're joined by Robin Bilazarian, who is a licensed clinical social worker with offices here in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So Robin, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Now, you have toured the country speaking about the emotional freedom technique. Can you explain what EFT is and why it is so effective in managing stress?
Yeah. So the emotional freedom technique is a method of calming down the physiology of stress, which is very prominent when people are stressed out. They feel it in their emotions, they feel it in their thoughts, and they feel it in their body. And it is absolutely taken from Chinese medicine. It's 2,000 to 5,000 years old, depending on who you read. It's a sister of acupuncture. It's considered acupressure for the emotions. So what happens when you activate the meridians, and the meridians are activated by your hands, either by light touch or tapping, whichever you prefer, it sets, your meridians go all throughout your body. They look like a nervous system chart or a circulation chart, but when you activate them, it's very relaxing. My clients yawn and sigh a fair amount during the session. Then you couple it with the words that are upsetting, such as an awful event that happened. It can be pretty serious. It can be like a serious car accident or any other major trauma. It can also be very minor. It can just be something that you had an argument with someone that you're close to, and it seems to work effectively for both. So the technique looks like this. It is 11 points, and it's light touch or tapping. Most people are doing tapping. I like the light touch better, because you can camouflage it. If you are sitting in your supervisor's office and you're upset about something, you can camouflage what you're doing. But a lot of people are doing tapping, okay? So it looks like this. I'm okay, even though I'm so angry at my supervisor. And if I rate that on a scale from 0 to 10, I'm about a 7 right now. I'm angry at my supervisor, angry at my supervisor, angry at my supervisor. I'm going to switch to the light touch. Angry at my supervisor, angry at my supervisor, angry at my supervisor, angry that I didn't feel understood, angry that my supervisor said that, angry that my supervisor said that, angry that my supervisor said that, and angry that my supervisor said that. The other one that I like a lot is called heart-assisted therapy. I also nicknamed it 3x3. And I'm going to show you that one with anger, because I do have a lot of clients that are using this for anger management. Some are holding on to their jobs because of this technique. So you begin here, and you're going to say each thing 3 times and do 3 hand movements. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to show you how an angry client might start with this. I'm okay, even though I'm furious that he said that to me. And I hold him here for 3 breaths. I'm okay, even though I'm furious that he said that to me. And I hold him here for 3 breaths. I'm okay, even though I'm furious that this person said that to me. And I hold them there for 3 breaths. I then ask them, what are you thinking or feeling now? Because this technique follows your thoughts. And so I use both of those techniques and a few other mind-body techniques, because what they do very quickly is they quiet down the physicality of stress. And I don't think clients come into sessions because bad things happen. I think they come in because they can't handle the bad things that happened. One of the things that always concerned me, and I hear it reiterated all the time by clients, is they're stressed, and that's why they come into therapy. And then afterwards they have these situations and they don't know how to manage it. Even the young woman I met with this morning before our interview, she's got a conflict in her living situation, and she needs to address it, but how do I address it? So one of the things that we talked about is sandwiching the criticism in the middle, compliments on either side. And these are just counseling techniques that were taught to all counselors, but they're not stuff that's taught in one fell swoop. They're taught sort of, you get one thing from one workshop, none from another from another workshop.
Oh, great. And can you just explain why do we get stressed and what happens to our body when it is when the stress is occurring, and how it could potentially be harmful to our health in the long run?
Yes, certainly. So what happens with stress and anxiety is it's a misfiring of your fear response. And so what happens is it kicks on a lot of stress hormones. It kicks on adrenaline, it kicks on cortisol, and that, of course, raises your heart rate and gets you into a state of preparedness as if you had to fight something. And so it activates the sympathetic nervous system, and those, of course, will kick on 4 F's: fight, flight, freeze, or foggy or fuzzy brain, okay? So your body's ready and you're ready to do battle. And unfortunately, in today's society, there's not usually a battle that we need to address. So these things kick on even if we're sitting in an office having a conversation with someone. They do damage to your body. I'm never going to say that they cause illness, but I'm definitely going to say they contribute to illness. There are people, medical doctors, that are saying stress causes illness. I'm just not willing to go quite that far yet, okay? We all have stress. Things happen, stuff happens. We can just be proceeding in our normal day, and suddenly somebody, a young child jumps in front of our car, and while we brake successfully, we are off all day. It's as if we took an emotional punch from that event, and we just can't settle. So it's why I very much like the acupressure stuff, because it's very relaxing. It just slows us down, and we kind of get past it and say, no, I did okay, I didn't hit the child, and life can go on.
And for what other types of diagnosis is EFT appropriate?
Okay, EFT is absolutely wonderful along the whole anxiety spectrum. It'll stop a panic attack, okay? It's good for OCD, and it's also good for trauma. And there's 2 types of trauma. Long-standing trauma, it's good for it. You're going to have to work a little bit with it. But recent trauma, which is a recent house fire, a recent car accident, police work. I work with a lot of police officers doing this. It takes it down in a session or 2, the recent stuff. It's also very good for anger. I use it a lot for anger. It's good for depression. And I have used it because of my background with chronic mental illness as well. I like it a lot, though, for stress management. I think it belongs in everybody's toolbox for stress management, because every one of us has something that we're coping with that day. And I think it should be taught in the schools. I would love to see it begin at the beginning of schools. At the hospital, I know they've used it at the beginning of meetings to kind of settle the audience. And I've done a lot of presentations at the hospital, and also out in the community. I think I've spoken so far in 5 states, and a little bit international, but not much.
Well, great, Robin. And lastly, can you just tell how people can get in touch with you and learn more about your book coming up?
Yeah, probably the easiest way to get in touch with me is through my website, which is robineft.net. That's ROBIN. EFT.net, okay? On there, you're also going to see 2 YouTube demos, and those you can access by going to Robin Bilazarian.
Okay, great, Robin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.